Hello, Professor Bright here. Welcome back to the Sunless Sea, where we just found out that the fierce philanthropist, the person responsible for getting us these submersible capabilities, they are also the people who try to steal, well, the ability to live forever, immortality, from the Presbyterate, which is very intriguing to me. I suspect the reason she was so interested, or they were so interested in submersible capabilities is that, well, they wanted to go back. Although that might be very wrong. Also, Behemistash. Hi. I would have words, and by have words I mean kill you. Sorry, nothing personal, I just want to dissect you. I mean, really, it's not a thing for you to get upset about, come on now. If it wasn't me, it'd be some other beast under the Z, okay? Quit your belly aching. There we go. Sort of accepted it towards the end. Now, the Behemistash, which looks much more hideous in this little image than it does out here, but hey, whatever. Let's, I could have sworn I'd be able to... Oh. I could have sworn I'd be able to dissect you and figure out what's going on with you. Well, we can dig around its innards or try to harvest its flesh and its moustache. This one is oily, the other one is both oily and magnificent, and I mean, those are some amazing whiskers you got going on there. Let's try digging around its innards, though. Not a pleasant job, but perhaps a profitable one. Intestinal mucus. Oh, good. Open an unprepossessing mass. There's probably something horrible inside, but possibly there is not. Gummed with hardened mucus. There are lumpy objects inside this unpromising blob, like little pebbles. Those are pearls. Clean the slime off, buff them. Someday they'll adorn a courageous neck. Oh, delightful. That's lovely. So we're going to Port Carnelian because we would have words with our fierce philanthropist friend. Ah, dearie me. Ugh, not those birds again. Go away. Get off. Go, 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 go. 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 Bah. Ambition, a additional sherry with the fierce philanthropist. This time, the sherry is accompanied by a fruit loaf, slathered with butter. When you raise the matter of your search for immortality and the involvement of Lytton, the man who shares her name, she grows thoughtful. Accept a commission. Eventually she speaks. Some time ago, I lost something beneath the Z. It would help both our causes if you were able to locate it. Okay, let's accept the commission. I'm curious what happens if I don't, but... I say. The thing I lost was my husband, she tells you. You tut, and she raises a guilty hand. I know. Careless. He fell in with an unfortunate crowd. Rabble-rousers, schemers, renegades. They called themselves the Seven. She does not sound entirely disapproving. My husband shielded me from the details of his endeavor, although I made a number of suppositions. I know for certain, however, that it ended in disaster. He and his co-conspirators fled beneath the waves. If you could find him, he may be able to lead you to the others. If you locate him, please give him this. She hands you a locket containing a miniature portrait of herself. It is likely that he is dead or unable to return, but if possible, I would like him to remember me. She takes an abrupt sip of sherry. Interesting. Dahut, City of Peace. That's interesting. Interesting. So all of these are the underwater ports, but more intriguing than that to me is they each have like a city name. Like the Igel is the City of Regrets. Anthe, which I've never seen, is the City of Flowers. Oh wait, I think I have seen that one now I'm thinking of it. Dahut, though, I definitely haven't. The City of Peace, the City of Refuge, City of Freedom. Oh, is that what that is? City of Remembrance, and the City of Delights. We have different definitions for all of those terms. It's amazing. Let's see here. Well, pan for sapphires. Some echoes. Not really worth it. And let's see here. I guess we'll just call it Hardcross House and call that done. So that's interesting. I'm going to have to spend a lot more time under the Z now. That's Rosegate. That's not Anthe. So yeah, I haven't seen Anthe. I was thinking that might be them just because it's below the Reef of Roses. So, 1 + 1 = 2. But, no, clearly not. And I still have to find the Mangrove College. It's got to be somewhere in this nonsense. Suppose we could go to Igel. I have got 2 reasons to go there now. Let's see. Although weird that she would use the same name as her husband. Why do I think that she was more involved in that trip than she's letting on? Why will you not let me... There we go. I guess it was too close to that, so it wouldn't let me dive. Which is fair, I suppose. Let's see what we got going on down here. Looks like nothing. Lights glance past the windows. Another submarine? Oh, probably not. Oh, I don't know what any of this is. I assume, for my own sanity's sake, that this is just like, bacteria. Like luminiferous bacteria. Bioluminescent bacteria. Do you see any ports? No. I heard the sound of something. I say, Might have been my imaginings, I suppose. Suppose it could have been. Shocked that there isn't anything out this way. Although, question, does the... Yeah, I know I'm not welcome there, thank you. I was gonna say, does the sonar pulse actually reveal surface places, but I'm fairly certain it does. Oh well, that's this area taken care of, pretty much. I can go further east, but where the hell is the Mangrove College, then? Did I just not see it on the map? Am I blind or something? Huh. Weird. Very weird. My main concern is that I'm actually supposed to find some unpleasant person, of course, for a vendor bite. Now, Igel, I have multiple little projects with you. Interestingly enough, both women who want to find their male relative of some kind. Well, one's a brother and one's a husband. Very different situation, but anyhow. Search for the fierce philanthropist's husband. Has passed through here? He has not. At least you can cross this port off your list. On to the next. Gained 35 ambition searching for Lytton. Don't know what that is, don't really worry about it, unless it's... Yeah, it's probably actually a percentage of some kind. Right. Would help if I was actually acquainted with people here. Well... That's unfortunate. Wait, the Wispway is in... Yeah, just in the Wispways, okay. Although if I'm wounded, I know I can get some of that in Irem as well, which is kind of nice. But yeah, I don't really have a goal at the moment now. Besides finding Mangrove College so I can go in here, and visiting the other underwater cities, all of which are far away from here, so, I mean... Guess we head further east. Gotta find something. Hopefully something fun and interesting, or at the very least, I could find someplace horrifying. Which is much easier to find because, let's be honest, half the Neath is terrifying. And the rest of it is incredibly dangerous. Or intriguing, depending on where. Suppose I could have gone to Nuncio. Suppose it doesn't matter. Also, I'm not seeing... Okay, I think I'm going crazy, because I know I saw Nuncio, and I don't see it on the map anymore. What? What? You know what? Not gonna worry about it right this moment, because I think... Oh yeah, there it is. Okay. Way out of place, but yeah, there it is. Okay. Oof, had me worried for a minute there. I feel like I'm going insane sometimes in this place. Ah, dearie, dear me. Is that the sound of I've found something, or... Oh, great, a diving suit floating past the glass. Great. Cool. Sign that someone dove and, well, didn't make it up. Cool. Great. So glad that's a thing. We're near the Sea of Statues, aren't we? Yeah, let's see where you lead me. Turn off the light for now. Fuel situation isn't great. It's actually pretty terrible now that I'm actually looking at it. Huh. Well, let's surface real quick. I mean, I cannot believe that there isn't anything this way. Yeah, there... Oh, is the Empire of Hands this way? I would never have noticed. Thank you for telling me that. So, okay. The Empire of Hands is where... Huh. So wait, is the entire right side of the map randomized then? Because... Huh. I thought you were in a fixed position when you were spawning, but suppose it doesn't matter. Oh, correct. A stern reminder from the Admiralty. In the name and by the power of her enduring majesty, a trade embargo and quarantine in absolute perpetuity has hereby been declared on the Empire of Hands. 1. No ship of London is to permit aboard a Pentecost ape without express and prior permission of the Admiralty. 2. Any and all acts of spiriphage are prohibited. 3. They know what they did. Beware of stowaways, keep a tight grip on your soul. Excerpt from Standard Naval Regulations, Volume 4. The flea-ridden mare. With the regulations in mind, it's a surprise to be greeted by a mere itchy monkey in a tattered yellow robe, barely walking with the help of a ceremonial staff. An official greeting. Hello, cries the mare in the broken voice of one not yet used to human speech. Come, make selves at home, all souls welcome in bountiful Empire of Hands. The crew shifts uncomfortably. They know the stories. It will take more than the natural beauty of this place to make most of them risk shore leave here. Now, oh? Oh. A weak call for help. An emaciated man is slumped against a wall of the docks, sitting on a huge crate. He waves weakly at you. Interesting. But before we do that, soul-hungry monkeys reluctantly tend this trading post, waiting for an opportunity to escape. Bloated fleas hop from ape to man and man to ape, gorging themselves without a care for which is which. And what is this of the weak call for help? Oh, thank God, the dogged apprentice gasps. I don't know how long I've been here. It's been days, weeks since I ran out of money. Gotta get back to Rosegate. Beneath the waves, his crate rumbles beneath him. Please, help me, and if you had anything I could eat. You not only take him to Rosegate, you'll feed him too. He's clearly weak with hunger. You can spare a little sustenance. Sure, why not? Thank you. The dogged apprentice springs up to embrace you, but collapses onto the dock. After seeing him to a bunk, you check and double-check that your crew has securely stored away his rumbling crate. Interesting, I now have a reason to go back that way. The apes watch us hungrily. Yes. Well, an audience with the flea-ridden mare. He's not busy, no appointments are required. King of an empty castle, the flea-ridden mare scratches himself on a chair made of crates surrounded by boxes of long-rotten trade goods. As a 5-souled ape, he would be able to petition for membership of court. For now, the trade embargo has left him trapped on the outside, a 3-souled overseer with no talent for order. In better times, being overseer of Port Stanton gave the incumbent their pick of visitors to the Empire. Now it's as thankless a task as any to be found in the Neath. Fuel? Ooh, good lord, no. No. Excuse ourselves, the rest of the Empire of Hands awaits. We have other places to be, you understand. Also, Zeppelin? Intense work is underway across the bridge. Turned away, 2 monkey guards wielding rifles and rusty bayonets block the bridge. This is not for your eyes, outsider. Avert them. Walk away. Walk faster. Good human. Yes, perhaps not. But we will sail the Empire of Sands because, well, I enjoy the place. Communal wooden boats offer free passage to all travelers willing to row between islands. A scouting trip, Sovereign Island, a wooden palace stretches across the whole island, passage to it lit by a field of tiny glim buoys. Many boats circle the island, all keeping their distance. The one that gets closest is an extended rowboat painted in yellows, whites, and reds. 4 servant monkeys strain at the oars, whilst its true passenger sits in comfort behind a gauze curtain. Just for a moment an eye catches yours. It would not do for a high-souled ape to see something so beneath its notice. Today the sprawling palace is called the Wild-Willed Court. Tomorrow, who knows? The world of the Pentecost apes is one of cruel whimsy, where stolen traditions last only as long as their amusement. And back to the boat, nothing else for us to do here until we have a gift for the Monkey Emperor. The guards stare as you row away. It will take some effort to ingratiate yourself here. Perhaps you could find something on one of the other islands. And we can. The Ash Isthmus? Yes, let's go there first. Neither man nor ape claims this volcanic remnant between islands. Haunted, they say. Ridiculous. Of apes and monkeys. The trip offers a little time to think on the penties. Technically, they're monkeys rather than apes, but it's not tactful to remind them of this. To their high-souled faces, the accepted name is Pentecost apes. In private, though, the bloody monkeys is about as common. It is, one might say, an ad hominoid insult. Black beaches give way to an oasis of gently glowing trees and the scent of rotting flowers. Parasynthetic vegetation thrives in the Empire of Hand's fertile soil and cool humidity. Into the woods, wide natural paths run between the clumps of trees, softly lit by a dim green glow and the occasional glimmer of false stars through the canopy. Only the cracking of leaves and the soothing sounds of water break the serenity of this volcano-forged paradise. Could relax in a hot spring. We do know how that ends, but I might do it anyway. But first, hunt for supplies. Not many of the plants and berries here are familiar, but some of them at least look similar to ones that were being eaten back in Port Stanton. Spit. A single drop of juice hitting your tongue is enough to confirm that no, this is not fit for human consumption. Dying of thirst would be a mercy in comparison. Delightful. I mean, try again? Nope. Failed again. Although there don't seem... As far as I can tell, there aren't any consequences for this. Yay! A meal of berries. Some are sweet, some are sour, none are as tempting as a plate of salted pork, with the worms already picked out, but they fill a quarter or two perfectly acceptably. Ew. Cool. So that's just really for hunger, is what it looks like to me. Relax in a hot spring. Steam and a hint of sulfur gently rise from a secluded, natural pool flanked by trees and mushrooms. A moment for yourself. You slip out of your itchy clothes and into the welcoming caress of hot, deep water. The salts and sweats of sailing life melt away as you simply float, bare and free. Above, false stars glimmer bright enough to be worth wishing on. All around, the glow of trees casts ambient calm on the silent peace. How long has it been since you had a moment like this? Since London? Longer? What do we want to think about? A thought for the East, I think. Few sailors are resourceful enough to get this far, where the stories end and the myths begin. Out on the edge of civilization, from here the lights of home are just a memory. The Z is blacker, its tail's more guarded. It's not enough to simply keep sailing. None who try ever return home. Perhaps that's the price demanded by Salt, as you've overheard the crew darkly murmur when they think no one hears. That doesn't mean that... Wait, was that? Sounded like giggling. Caught, a tiny blonde girl perches, watching on a rock. Her innocent grin is spiced with mischievous glee. She moves like a monkey, but she giggles like an imp. The look on your face at being caught bathing in her hot spring, and the one that floods onto it as she scoops up your clothes. Shipwrecked as a baby, raised by the Empire of Hands, she now plays between the worlds of apes and men, neither quite one nor entirely of the other. Demand that she put those down at once. At once, you shout, or there will be trouble. Anger only makes it funnier. The monkey foundling sticks out her tongue, grins, and scampers off into the forest, on all fours, your stolen possessions in a leather bag slung over her back. Her giggling echoes from deep in the forest as you splash after her in your goosebumps. We're chasing. Obviously. Damn it, you cannot return to the crew like this. Into the forest. The branches scrape against your skin, the damp mud squidges between your toes. There's no sign of the monkey foundling, but her tracks are easily followed. Forest clearing, the footprints lead here. She's not even attempted to hide them. It's as if she wants you to follow. Ouch! Your hand slaps to your stinging buttock. The little stone lands in the dirt as a familiar giggle comes from above. You look to see the monkey foundling dangling upside down from a branch by her legs. A blowpipe in hand, and bag just out of your reach, tantalizingly so. Taking a deep breath, you politely, very politely, request that she return your damned clothes now. The monkey foundling listens and gives it some thought, tapping her blowpipe against her lips as she decides. Say please, she grins. Please. There. It is said. Pretty please? Pretty please, with an imaginary cherry on top if she likes. Pretty please, she adds, stifling a giggle. I mean, I could throw a rock at her, but that just seems a little bit mean. And I'm relatively, this is cute. This is cute. Pretty please. Damn it, it is freezing. How much longer? Pretty please? Pretty, please. Your anguished plea echoes across the trees. A gift from the monkey foundling. You appear to have pretty pleased her, and she decides you deserve a reward. She fishes in her bag and generously throws you a sock. A single solitary sock. She learns a few new swear words as she races off across the branches, near doubled up with laughter. Pursue the monkey foundling, because of course I'm going to do that. She moves effortlessly through the branches above, making this seem like a very, very bad idea. A trap. Your feet step into the coiled rope, just as the monkey foundling cuts loose the counterweight, and you feel yourself flying upside down into the trees. Of course she has traps. The wider empire has no shortage of would-be invaders, man and monkey alike. She sits back and enjoys the show as you flail around trying to get free, before apparently taking pity on you. Pity, however, turns out to be, casually and without warning, cutting through the rope, dangling you in the air and sending you falling back with a surprised thump to the muddy forest floor. It knocks the air out of your lungs, but you are otherwise unharmed. She pauses for a moment to make sure before her grin spreads back again, and she races off to continue the game. The chase continues. The monkey foundling slides down a vine in front of you. She sticks out her tongue and scampers through a break in the trees. A marsh of terrible stench. It's a place that skunks would think twice of entering, if the Empire of Hands had such creatures. The monkey foundling, of course, is unconcerned, as much at home here as high in the branches, or running the forest paths. She almost dances effortlessly across a thin, fallen tree that crosses the mire, surrounded by the foulest, bubbling mud that has ever invaded your nostrils. She balances in the middle, daring you to try to follow. Ah, dear, this is not gonna go well. Oh, okay. She wants to play, you'll play, though the crossing is treacherous, particularly when one's hands are torn between modesty and balance. Balance first, kids, then modesty. Although if I had an irons of 60, that must be what I have to do. I have to get all my skills up to 60 in order to do this properly. But we'll take the chance and fail. It's slow going. Your muddy feet slide against the thin trunk as it buckles and strains under your weight. Inch by inch, step by step, you slowly make your way across, until, bored, the monkey foundling suddenly jumps up and down hard. The tree rolls under your feet, your balance fails. You slip, tumble, are embraced by a marsh whose smell will never leave you. Your fight to the surface, streaming brown and dripping green, violently coughing up a gagging throatful of the foul slime. The monkey foundling sits cross-legged in the safety of the trees, holding her nose as she points and laughs. The monkey foundling dances. She pirouettes on a tree stump, saluting as you approach. An ambush. A screeching Pentecost ape drops from the branches. The shock on the monkey foundling's face makes it clear. This is not part of her little game. Its rage is focused entirely on her, the ghost of the Ash Isthmus, and the bright soul with which it can uplift itself to glory. It limps from some traps earlier, its fur blood-soaked and glistening. It lunges at the monkey foundling, who half rolls, half falls, off the stump, and yelps as it catches her by the leg. She rolls, shrieking her own howl, as she lashes back with a kick that shatters fang and splits lip. This only further enrages the frothing ape. It strikes. We'll help them out. Yes, we'll help the monkey foundling. She meant you no real harm, she was only playing. Rock beats ape. You reach for a stone and bring it crashing down on the distracted ape's head. Its skull cracks, dampness spreading. It collapses to the ground, hard. It is not a child's face that looks up at you. Still, you reach a hand down. The monkey foundling just stares at it for a moment, something human returning as the adrenaline fades. For a moment it almost looks as though she will take it, but no. She leaps up on her own, bounding away towards the dark safety of her jungle, and then stops, hesitates. She looks back and tilts her head, beckoning you to follow. It's a look that suggests the game is over, but perhaps not quite yet finished. A small hut in the middle of the forest. Is this where the monkey foundling lives? Why would she lead you here, of all places? Playmate of the monkey foundling. The monkey foundling herself is nowhere to be seen, but she has left you something. It sits outside the hut, carefully placed by a large happy face drawn in the black sand. A little prize for being such a good sport. Your clothes, however, are nowhere to be seen. Of course, as the monkey part of her would no doubt demand, where would the fun be in that? Return to the ship. Well, there's no avoiding this any longer. It's an out-of-uniform experience. The crew reacts with the expected amount of sympathy to your naked return, which is to say exactly none. By the time you board the ship, every last crew member is on hand to see and cheer, with more than a couple letting off flares as impromptu fireworks. It is many, many days before the needling ceases, and you're able to give an order without first scouring it for innuendo. On the plus side, it does boost at least the rest of the ship's mood while it lasts, and you have a new treasure for your collection. You've had worse days. That's adorable. I like that story. Fun times there, but we still have 2 more islands to go through. A scouting trip, Fountainhead Island. Ancient secrets peek out from the trees. Any may visit, but few penties ever bother to make the pilgrimage. A young ancient empire, the Empire of Hands is hardly as old as they pretend, but mimicry and theft infuses their whole culture. If the penties have come to think that rulers should be buried in ancient temples, then it is ancient temples they will build. It would hardly be the first time their attempts to mirror humanity have entirely missed the point. A temple in the forest, in the clearing of Swiftly growing vegetation keeps a thick forest wrapped around variably ancient ruins. Even the yet-to-be-plundered ones are heavily scarred with crowbar marks. A temple in the forest, in a clearing of parasynthetic trees, loom an imposing structure of wood and stone. The Vault of the First Emperor. It stretches through the forest in a mix of stone and wood, its style at the mercy of the Pentecost Ape's current whimsies and inspirations. It would take a dedicated team to break in and uncover its secrets. Perhaps you'll bring one here later. Indeed we will. An investigation for another day. Perhaps there's someone in Fallen London who might be able to help you get to the treasures of this island. Well, there's a very blunt hint. Last, a scouting trip, Hearthsake Island. A thin pillar of greasy yet appetizing smoke rises from the only human settlement in the Empire. The Blumenbach Quarantine. The Admiralty has never stated precisely why it seeks to keep the Empire confined, though most opposition to it fades once said opposers actually encounter a Pentecost ape. They've been easy to corral, however. Though they do not lack wit, there is not an inventive bone in their hairy bodies, and no amount of stolen humanity has taught them the art of creating engines. The survivors of a pirate expedition have stolen this land, where apes are unwelcome except as an entree. Tell me of this lost treasure hunter, though. He squints at a map, muttering incoherently. North for each city the bats have brought down. Which is 7, if I remember right? He wipes his brow. Have you seen a big X on the ground by any chance? I got these 4 map pieces that got me this far, and said X would mark the spot, but I can't seem to find an X anywhere. He looks at the map sadly. Should be here, it says. Now where am I supposed to dig? He's too busy to talk right now, but adds that he will be in the village later if you want to trade adventuring supplies. Don't try the meatballs, he warns, getting back to his search. You just don't want to do that. They're monkey testicles, aren't they? Ah, dear. Approach the village. Greasy smoke and guiltily tempting aromas rise from a collection of huts around a long-beached pirate ship and a field of pointedly impaled monkeys. Explosion almost takes off your head. Sorry about that, booms the boisterous pirate, lowering a smoking blunderbuss as bits of shattered tree rain down. New arrival, are we? Well, if you haven't got a tail, you're all right by me. You don't have a tail, do you? Wouldn't pet it past the thieving little buggers to go shaving one of their own. Wouldn't know fair play if it kicked him up right in the arse. His voice is louder than his blunderbuss. The congealed meat juices in his thick beard are better not considered. It was not madness that drove these pirates to cannibalism, but years of being shipwrecked without the comfort of meat. After a while, any meat would do. Delightful. Return to the boat. They seem a friendly sort and are shocked at the idea that they would ever be such poor hosts as to eat a guest, but then they have no shortage of supplies. Okay, back to Port Stanton disease. Quite the journey is pleasingly uneventful. You've not been eaten by cannibal pirates. All things considered, a successful trip. Exploration's complete. Perhaps you can use the information you've gleaned to prepare a comprehensive port report. Few have reasons to brave the waters this far east, especially with the trade embargo. The Admiralty will pay especially well for up-to-date intelligence. And oh my! The islands of the Empire, all of them warrant further attention. No, they don't. For now, though, it would be best to see if your initial discoveries can whet the interest of anyone back home. Love the 100 fragments, but oh my, this place is awful. Still, we've officially confirmed, at least I'm pretty sure, that the sonar, at least no longer, reveals places on the surface, I guess? Because how is there not an island in any of this for me to discover? There should be. There should be at least one island, maybe 2. Anyway, next episode we're headed back. Because, well, our fuel situation's kind of limited at the moment. Probably... yeah, it'll probably be enough to get back. Terror's fine, so I'm not even worried about that. We'll just keep the lights out. That'll end great. I'm sure it will. But for now, thank you for your time. Note the like, comment, and subscribe buttons below. Use them responsibly, and I shall see you all soon.